If you missed Jim Borland's, he's on the first page of our webpage. You can go and watch him.
I heard from Hollywood last week. Going out there. On a serious side, she called me and asked me if I would approve putting that on Facebook, and I said, sure, why not? Let me tell you, I have heard from people that I haven't seen in 50 years. A wonderful friend from high school.
Oh, God.
It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I can't tell you.
Dorothy, you're about to be discovered, I think, here.
Be careful, Dorothy.
Who can follow that act? I can't follow that act. You know,
You're in front of me. You don't need to follow me.
Now, what do I say? I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background and my 40 years in the Episcopal Church. In the 1982 or around there, I retired from New York City. And the next thing I know, the Lord had me in North Carolina, because I didn't make that decision right away. My husband was a golfer. He wanted to play golf all the time. And we couldn't play golf in October, November, December in New York. So we wound up in North Carolina. When I got there, I decided to look for a church, because I go to church all the time. I went to about 4 or 5 different churches, different denominations, and the Episcopal Church was the one that the Lord led me to, because that's where I wound up for the next 30 years there. Then my husband passed away from cancer, and I stayed in North Carolina a while by myself. And then my children decided that I needed to be near family, because I had no family, but I had a church family in North Carolina, and I was quite happy, and I could still drive myself and still do things myself. So, but they insisted that I be near some family. My daughter here transferred here 27 years ago with her job. I have a daughter in Pennsylvania, but it's just too darn cold in Pennsylvania. It's almost too hot here, but I'm here. I came here, and in the interim, while I was visiting her from North Carolina, I was visiting her, she took me to the Episcopal Church that's in Edenton, and that was very nice of her. And then when I moved here, which I had no say-so about, because I was here looking, and they showed me around a little bit and said, Mom, you could live here. I thought I wanted an apartment, so I'm looking at apartments, and none of them really turned me on. So they showed me around, and we went over to Del Webb. I thought, who can afford to live here? I can't afford these new houses that they're building up. The agent there said, oh, there's one that's a resale over there. I said, oh, okay, I'll go look at that one. That's nice. I went back home, back to North Carolina. The next thing I knew, my house was on the market. I don't remember doing it, but it was on the market. And it sold in 2 weeks. I had no place to go. The kids said, Mom, you can live with us. No, I'm not ready for that yet. So I came back down and I looked at that house that was a resale, and I was able to purchase that house. And while I walked around and tried to get my way around here in Georgia, I asked if there was another Episcopal church nearer to Delaware than the one in Edenton. And they told me, oh yeah, the little red church down there. So I came down, I was welcomed, and if you want to know why I'm still here, it's all because of Jean Green. She refused to let me go anyplace else. She did. She just kept after me and welcomed me. And so so did everybody else, and I think that that's why. I just want to say, I really had no choice in any of this. The good Lord brought me here, and y'all stuck with me.